Like,
Balance.
man, even me, man, like I've learned to lower my expectations, because when you are really hoping to get something, and we know all that, we all get that feeling when we really want to, maybe it's a job or some type of item we want to grab, anything. We might be even drive to the store feeling like, oh, they say they have this amount of stock. Let me hurry up and try to get there. And then it's not there. Your heart sank into to the depths of the earth. Like, lower your expectations. Just breathe it out and just be like, you know what? It is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. I'm going to live. I'm not going to die. Free noise. How y'all doing out there? Hope y'all living. Hope y'all happy. Hope y'all breathing. Hope y'all doing good. How you doing, bro?
Doing good, man.
I almost
How
broke
you
my
doing?
neck. My head too big. I'm good, man. I'm
What
doing
did you
good.
do?
I did this. I was about to. I got a
Relax.
big head. But yeah,
How
I'm
y'all
good.
doing?
Hope y'all doing good out there. But in the continuation of bettering ourselves, trying to better ourselves, do you know how you could lower anxiety, improve your health, improve your happiness, improve your overall state of mind? You need to lower your expectations. Lower your expectations. That means a lot, and that does a lot.
Lower your expectations. But
Yes.
does that mean lower your standards?
No. Keep your standards. Your standards take you through your expectations. But your expectations, I'll put it in more layman's terms. Let's stop walking into things feeling like it's about to go perfect. Everything's going to go our way. Everything. Whatever we think is going to go exactly the way we think it. You got to stop doing that.
And you said that's going to help with pretty much everything in your life.
Yes,
Make you
everything. It make you happy. And no, don't be a Debbie Downer. You know, don't walk into everything or be negative and be like, oh, this ain't going to work out. No, keep a balance. But that's it. Keep a balance. Like, man, even me, man, like I've learned to lower my expectations, because when you are really hoping to get something, and we know all that, we all get that feeling when we really want to, maybe it's a job or some type of item we want to grab, anything. We might be even drive to the store feeling like, oh, they say they have this amount of stock. Let me hurry up and try to get there. And then it's not there. Your heart sank into to the depths of the earth. Like, lower your expectations. Just breathe it out and just be like, you know what? It is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. I'm going to live. I'm not going to die. Just lower your expectations, man.
I really like that idea, lowering your expectations. One thing that comes to my mind when it's talking about lowering expectations is in relationships, not just as a spouse, but whether it's a friendship or whether it's a relationship between a mother and a daughter or a father and a son, whatever, a brother, whatever. Relationships, especially in your relationships, should you lower your expectations? One thing that comes to mind is not expecting perfection. It's easy for us to say, oh, I don't expect perfection from anybody. I know we're all imperfect. But then your action shows that in reality, you do expect perfection.
Yeah.
This is readily shown in marriages. That's why a lot of marriages fail today, because you go in with this high expectation and you go in with these expectations, and when those expectations are not met, the first thing that goes on is you looking for a way out, because it's not what you thought it would be.
Yeah.
I mean, the marriages that you do see last, these 30, 40, 50-year marriages, talk to them. They'll tell you.
They have lowered their expectations.
Do you think that these marriages lasted this long because nothing ever happened in them?
Exactly.
They were never perfect. But one thing for sure, we know that the family unit is being attacked.
Yeah.
the family unit is being attacked, and so if the family unit can be attacked and broken apart, and the unity is gone from that, everything else from there is chaos.
Yeah.
From the wicked one who wants that to happen. But if you ever wanted to fight against that, build some resilience. What he just said, lowering your expectations with the ones you love. If you can lower your expectations with the ones you love, you can have longer lasting relationships. Not lower your standards, like you said, not lower your standards. Everybody should have standards. It's okay to have boundaries and standards. But your expectations, I noticed, like, just over the internet, it's a lot of women versus men type thing, in the relationship status in the world, and a lot of it is what somebody expect from somebody. Yeah. So on the dating scene, I'm not in the date, but on the dating scene, the woman expect, it's a lot of talk about, oh, should a man pay on the first date, and should he have to make a certain amount of money for a woman to consider him? And then on the other end, well, do she know how to cook, or did she get raised? Did she handle this type of trauma? And so a lot of things is getting talked about on what somebody expect, but in a relationship, and not just in a relationship for dating, but like I said, in relationships, period.
Yeah.
One big thing is lowering your expectations.
Yeah.
If you can lower your expectations, you can humble yourself. It takes humility to do so. You can focus on what it is you need to do, because actually, in reality, when you enter into any relationship, you should never enter it wondering what you can get from the other person.
Exactly.
Because you're going to get disappointed.
Exactly.
It's just inevitable, because we're imperfect. You're going to get disappointed if you know deep down in your heart the reason you're getting into some type of relationship is what you can receive from the person.
Yeah, because you come into the relationship with not to cut you off.
Yeah, no, go
ahead. But you come into the relationship with like a checklist, like a clipboard. You just sitting there looking at the person like, okay. But you're not looking, not only are you not looking at yourself, but you're not realizing that this person is not a pet or a machine. Guy and girl, you have to have a level of benefit of the doubt, but also a level of understanding. Keep your boundaries. Don't just go for anything, but a level of understanding. Because if you, as you said earlier, if you are constantly walking to things with high expectations, everything, you really think everything's perfect, including yourself.
Yeah. That's a fact.
So even when you fail, you yourself fail at something, you go crazy. You can't handle it.
And you setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
Because here is the fact that you cannot get away from. We live in an imperfect world. Everybody in the planet is imperfect. So relationships, you should expect that they will be imperfect. And so we shouldn't go into the relationships trying to find the best possible person that's going to reach every standard that we set for ourselves or every expectation that we have for the person. But we should go in knowing that there will be tribulation in this. There's going to be, when I develop this relationship with this person, I need to know that there will be forces that is against this relationship. So instead of looking at the person, and then it's easy to nitpick the imperfections of the person. Well, I don't like this about this person. Oh, I found this out about this. I don't really like that. Yeah. Instead of nitpicking the imperfection of the person, you find out the outside sources, and you fight that. You fight the problem. Yeah. Whatever the problem is, you fight the problem. Yeah. So that's why they say communication save relationships, because if it is something that bothers you, you communicate that in a respectful way. But it's not a deal. You don't make it a deal breaker. You communicate it, and then maybe it's something y'all can work on.
Work it out.
Y'all can work it out together.
You got to work it out.
But it's not that person's fault.
Yes.
Whatever it is, your first mindset should be to want to help the person.
Yes.
You should, because you are developing a love for this person.
Because in a relationship, there's building. So we're building this house together. My partner knocks a few bricks over. I can't stand there and say, oh, you told me you're a perfect bricklayer. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Like, no. Okay. I acknowledge the fault you made, you acknowledge it. Now let's pick the bricks up and keep building.
There we go.
That's where it's not that I expect you to fail, but I expect you to be human. And what do humans do? We fail.
Man.
We fail. So that's why it's important to know that there's an opposite trend with that. So the higher you go, the lower your expectations go. Because I'm telling you, you could be climbing that mountain. It's like climbing a mountain. Mountain climbers, they have such high expectations. And you can actually look this up. A lot of people who climb mountains, like, they go through this psychological thing because they go, the higher they go, they expect to see some, heaven itself when they go all the way up there. But then when you get up there, it's cold, it's lonely, you're barely alive.
That's a fact.
So you like, oh, I did this all for no reason. Your expectations were high, but you couldn't wait to reach that peak. But sometimes you have to understand, well, the higher I go, it's best to lower my expectations because everything will not go my way. Everything will not be perfect. I may feel the opposite of how I was feeling when I go up, but lower your expectations.
That's why you ain't happy. That's why you running around here not happy.
Your
expectations are so high, and let me tell you why it's so high,
bro.
Because you've heard that one of the biggest killers of joy is comparison, and so with the new age that we live in, it's easy to see everyone's life. It's easy to look on that, get on these platforms and to see the beautiful beautiful life that everyone's lived, the house that they're doing their TikToks in and look nice. Man, some of the time, half of that ain't even a house. See, but what you're doing is you're subconsciously comparing yourself to what you see on the internet, and it's killing your joy. You're discouraged. Now you comparing your life and your age, like I'm 30 years old, 35, 40, and I ain't got this, and then you putting yourself into a depression. Now you depressed and you're not motivated. And when you get to that, it all comes from you not lowering your expectations. You're not lowering your when you lower your expectations, then you can move with a better perspective on life, a more realistic perspective. Because what's happening is you're not being realistic. Yeah. You're not being realistic with what you should be doing. So when it's time to get that one job, you want the best job like this so you can get the money that you might have to work your way up to a job. You might not be worth that job. Yeah, yeah. And that's how it is in relationships. Yeah. You would expect this caliber of a person, whether it's a man or a woman, you expect a certain caliber, but you may not be being realistic. You may have too much high expectations, and you didn't take out the time to look at yourself so that you can be realistic and stop disappointing yourself.
Bars. That's it. Yeah, so
I'm just saying.
Okay, yeah, so yes, I agree, and I have to say, dang, that was potent.
People doing that, and now it's heartache.
Yeah,
your heart hurts.
But that's
now
a
you
bar.
Stressed. Now you're knocking years off your age.
That's definitely a clip. But another thing you said was, do not have your expectations based off someone else's results. Everybody's different. Your goal, your drive, your results are going to be different for somebody else.
That's it.
And that's the thing with social media. We be looking like, I can do that too. Yes, you can, but the way you may get to it or what you have to give up may not be the same as the person you're watching.
Exactly.
So once again, them expectations, man. Yeah. Like
we should be focused on coming to. I know it's so cliche. We want to come together as humans, as a culture. You want to come together as people, and it's like we do too much comparison. We make it too hard for each other because we look what the internet do. But in reality, when you, like I said, the family is being attacked. Yeah. But when you think about the building block of a family, it's like being compared to the human body. You have your head, then you got, so you shouldn't compare your head and your actual body. You wouldn't compare what your head can do with what your feet can do. Yeah. But your feet is important. You want your feet. Yep. And your head is important. Or you can't, you're not going to compare your nose with your, you're not going to compare certain things in your body. Like, oh, my hand is better than my foot because I can grab things. Like, no, that's not what you're doing. No. So, and likewise, in a relationship or in a family building block and building relationships in a community, stop comparing because that's what you're doing. Everybody got something to give. Yeah. Everybody got something that's important.
Yeah.
to offer. And so instead of comparing who do what better, that's what's going on with the man versus women thing. All they doing is comparing the reason why we're not equal is just because I'm not a woman and a woman is not a man.
Simple as that. And the thing is too, like expectations, man. Even with this podcast, this journey of podding, we didn't walk into this with heavy expectations. Like, oh, we gonna get this amount of views and this quality and this. Y'all know if y'all go from the beginning of our videos to now, the quality is much more better. But we had to shed off all those unrealistic expectations and just know and just trust the hard work. During this video, still doing it. And during this video, you probably heard the hallway, not my house, I keep my batteries new, but out in the hallway, hear the beeper go off. You may hear a baby cry.
Smoke detector beep.
Yeah. The beep go off. You may hear a baby cry, but guess what? Don't come into this video with high expectations.
Yeah.
Know that we're imperfect, but we gonna give you what you need. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. So we just wanted to give a quick little shoot, man. We always like always, we appreciate y'all kicking it with us. We're not gonna have our expectations high, but we do expect a like. At least like.
And a comment.
If you got this far in the
And we're gonna
video.
engage y'all, you know what I'm saying? In the comments, tell us some expectations you had that you had to shave off. Like that you have to realistically, you ain't gotta go crazy.
Get real with yourself.
You ain't gotta get too personal, but yeah. Shout out, give us a shout out, you know what I'm saying? But once again, this is Free Noise, man. We love y'all. Y'all have a good evening, good day, wherever you at. And peace, we're out.
Be safe out there. Peace.